Welcome to the Explainer. Look, if you're feeling completely exhausted by the endless, nonstop hype surrounding artificial intelligence right now, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're stripping away all that flashy marketing and looking at a ruthless, entirely anti-hype tier list. And this isn't just based on some press releases, right? This explainer is distilled from a source who spent the entire last year testing, paying for, and deeply analyzing over 500 different AI tools. They looked right past those beautiful landing pages to find out what actually works in the real world. So we're going to rank these tools from the absolute bottom to the very top. Oh, and definitely stick around because by the time we reach that number one spot, I'm going to reveal the single AI tool that was literally so powerful, our source halted their entire team's operations for 2 days just to retrain them on it. But before we get to the rankings, we really have to talk about the hidden cost of bad AI. As our source so perfectly puts it, every time you subscribe to a trendy AI that removes nothing from your work, you pay with your evening, time that could have gone to your family. And wow, that hits hard, doesn't it? This is exactly why we're doing this explainer today. When you subscribe to a useless, overhyped AI tool, the real cost isn't that $20 a month that quietly slips out of your bank account. No, the real cost is your energy. It's your personal time. When a tool fails to do the heavy lifting, you just end up doing the work anyway. To prevent that exact scenario, our source uses one absolute unwavering rule to evaluate every single piece of AI software. It's basically the golden rule for this entire explainer. What manual work does this physically remove from my hands? If an AI tool does not physically replace manual labor, it completely fails, period. We aren't looking for a wow factor here. We definitely aren't looking for a fun party trick. If you can't point to a specific, tedious, mind-numbing task and say, I no longer have to do this with my own hands, then the tool is useless. If it doesn't answer this question, it drops straight to the bottom of our list.
Okay, let's dive right into this with Section 1. Overhyped tools, starting at the bottom in the F tier and C tier.
We're actually kicking things off with some of the biggest tech giants in the world. These are the tools that completely fail our golden rule. Take Apple Intelligence, for example, sitting squarely in the F tier. I know, crazy, right? But despite the super loud presentations, right now it's honestly just an empty waste of nerves. It removes zero manual labor from your day. It literally just adds a shiny extra icon to your screen. You can't build a single reliable business process on it yet. Contrast that with ChatGPT over in the C tier. Look, being the pioneer doesn't automatically mean you're the best today. While it removes some work, it's really fallen behind in long-term memory and actual tool execution. For most people, opening ChatGPT has just become a habit. It's driven by inertia rather than being a true business lever. It's a solid mid-tier tool, for sure, but it's kind of stuck in the past. Moving up a step, we find the B tier. Think of these as the dessert tools. They're fun, they're highly visual, and they're really great little helpers to have around. For example, Gamma is fantastic for instantly turning a block of text into beautiful presentation slides. And Suno, it's incredibly fun for generating brand jingles or custom music. They definitely save a bit of explanation time, and your team might absolutely love them. But let's be honest with ourselves, they aren't foundational. You can't build a core business infrastructure on a slide deck generator, and they aren't going to directly grow your bank account. They're the dessert, not the main course. Which brings us to Section 2, Real Profit. The A-tier workhorses. And this brilliantly illustrates the shift we're making. Now we're transitioning away from the toys and into the tools that actually start putting money back in your pocket by eliminating human routine. Each one of these acts like a dedicated employee. Gemini sits right inside your Google Workspace and can summarize hour-long YouTube videos in seconds, saving you massive amounts of watch time. Your Atlas is an absolute game changer for local businesses. It's an AI voice receptionist that answers on the first ring and books calendars, completely eliminating the money you lose from missed client calls. Then there's Hello Frank, which essentially replaces the need to hire an expensive financial consultant. You just ask it questions about your data in plain English. Notebook LM removes the brutal manual labor of reading hundreds of pages of documents. You just upload them and chat directly with your files. And Whisperflow understands nuanced voice typing so incredibly well, it completely removes the need to manually type long texts or, believe it or not, even code. These are your solid profit-generating tools. All right, Section 3, S tier, the ultimate levers, where one person does the work of 5. Let's move to the S tier and see how this builds. Because remember, the golden rule, these tools provide massive, disproportionate leverage. We're talking way beyond saving an hour here or there. Counting down from number 5, we have Gumloop, which brings serious automation to normal people, not just programmers. It processes new leads and runs your onboarding without a single human click. Number 4 is Perplexity. It replaces hours of digging through blue search links by actually reading the sources and giving you verified citations. You control the facts rather than just blindly trusting in AI. Number 3 is Hicksfield. This one literally replaces entire video production budgets. No more renting expensive gear or waiting for perfect weather. You generate cinematic, realistic footage right from your desk. And at number 2 is Notion. But we aren't talking about it as just a note app. Here it acts as the foundational long-term memory for your entire business. It holds all your context, so when you plug another AI into it, that AI acts like it's already worked for you for a year. It completely removes that annoying need to explain your business over and over again. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer scale of the action taken. Imagine how powerful a single piece of software must be for a business owner to say, stop everything, to completely freeze their company's operations and intentionally lose 2 full days of normal productivity just to retrain everyone. That is exactly the real-world action our source took for the tool taking the number 1 spot. Section 4, the number 1 AI tool. The undisputed king of 2026 is Claude. Consider this absolutely staggering figure. In early 2024, Claude's company had a revenue pace of about $1 billion. By the spring of 2026, that pace leaped to roughly $30 billion. To put that into perspective for you, it took a massive company like Salesforce nearly 20 years to hit that mark. Claude did it from zero in less than 3 years. So why does this matter to you? Because the market is voting with its wallet. This immense financial growth is a huge vote of confidence. It proves that real businesses are using Claude for serious, heavy lifting work, not just for playing around. So the crucial point is exactly why Claude wins so decisively. Our source used Claude to personally build 27 custom internal business tools. And here is the kicker. They did it without hiring a single developer. Tasks that used to require a week of waiting for a programming team to get back to you, they're done instantly. Claude is so advanced at flawlessly understanding complex document context and coding that it effectively replaces entire text analytics and programming departments. For a solo entrepreneur, it is not a trendy app. It is the whole shebang. It's a complete foundational business infrastructure that takes the work of multiple specialists entirely off your plate. Okay, moving to Section 5, how to choose AI tools, the 3-question vetting framework. We've given you the fish, but now let's give you the fishing rod. AI moves incredibly fast, and to avoid the junk, here is your exact 3-rule AI vetting playbook. First, as we discussed, what manual work is physically removed? If you can't answer that instantly, it's an F-tier toy. Second, and honestly, this is massive, does it execute autonomously? You should never be manually copy and pasting text from an AI to an email or a CRM. Actually, scratch that. If you have to copy-paste, you haven't saved time at all. You've just traded one routine chore for another. If an AI can write an email, it should be able to send it. And third, does it remember long-term context? Because if it has amnesia every single time you open it, you are going to waste all the time you saved just re-explaining who you are. If a new, hyped-up tool fails these 3 questions, skip it. Now, I have to give you a quick word of warning. Looking at that S-tier list, it is very, very tempting to go subscribe to all of them today. Do not do that. I repeat, do not do that. You will drown in software subscriptions and completely burn out. The source's practical advice is this. Pick exactly one tool from the top tier. Identify your single biggest business pain point, whether that's losing phone calls or drowning in research, and focus exclusively on that one tool for a week. Bury yourself in it until that specific task is 100% automated. Only then do you even think about moving on to the next. But there is one category of AI we didn't put on this tier list today. The tools that work entirely while you sleep. I'm talking about fully autonomous AI agents. These programs don't just draft code or emails. They read their own errors, they make independent decisions, and they execute complex workflows completely without human supervision. They are vastly more powerful than anything we've discussed today, but they come with massive hidden security risks that can literally rip a hole in your business if you aren't careful. Are you prepared to let an AI make decisions for you in the dark? It's a fascinating and frankly kind of terrifying frontier, and it's exactly what we need to explore next. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer, and keep questioning the hype.